This is Plastic Adventures.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our latest installment of the Toy Mill with the Plastic Adventures crew. I'm Doug with my co-host Steve, and together we're going to talk about some of the news that we have heard or seen out on the interwebs.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of packed this time. It must be some kind of a world record for us doing this 2 weeks in a row. But just a mere 7 days after the last freshly baked batch of news, a whole bunch of stuff in a very, very short amount of time has kind of come out, and some of it's extremely exciting, especially if you're an old school toy nerd. So,
Well,
um,
one of them that came out, I've been waiting for a while, which we
okay.
knew was going to hit as soon as news of the movie was released. So the one I want to talk about is the McFarlane Batman, Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, and some other figures too that are coming, but
There's some other figures coming,
who
but
cares?
nobody cares
Wow.
about those. We want the
No,
Michael
no, no.
Keaton Batman.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And so they showed some pretty high resolution pictures of those online. And besides the obvious difference in the original versions of them with a yellow belt, this one does not have a yellow belt. But
No,
it
I kind
also
of like
looks
that
like
change.
you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I it it's a neither here nor there for me. It's like, oh, it's black belt, oh, white yellow belt. It's okay. He still looks like Batman.
Yeah, it's an incredibly cool figure. Uh, I hope that it's not as shiny as the pictures are showing it, because right now it looks like just this like high polished gloss black suit.
Well, the top part of him does, but the bottom, like his boots and stuff, look distressed.
Okay, well, I'm super looking forward to it. They
Yeah.
actually announced a couple things to accompany that. Did you happen to see the McFarlane himself unveiled the 7-inch scale Batmobile?
Yes, I did see that. It's the '89 Batmobile.
And did you see the price?
I did not. What's the price?
59.99.
What? No. Are you kidding me?
Way, way.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I wonder how fast that's going to go.
Well, I had heard some of our friends over there on the Facebook group were reporting to me that that Batman sold out almost instantly off of Big Bad Toy Store,
Hmm.
and they were still up at Amazon for pre-order. And I'm sure Walmart's doing some kind of like half-assed collector con that goes on
Right.
tomorrow, and it might be something you could get off of there too. But I was stunned. I clicked over to Toy News Eye and I saw that Batmobile, and it was announced at 59.99, and that's 7-inch scale. So you can be guaranteed that it's going to be very, very scaled back. Not a lot of bells and whistles. It's going to be a shell with wheels and maybe a little bit of cockpit interior. But damn, is that a sexy looking piece of
Oh
plastic?
yeah, it looks really freaking cool. So the only thing that I noticed that was kind of off about it was the sliding part of the Batmobile looks slightly larger than it should be compared to the rest of the car, but I think you have to do that if you're scaling back a little bit and trying to make it fit for the action figures.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's not out of the complete expectation, because what is it, 68 Batman? They did a Batmobile for that at McFarlane, and I think that was like $60 at Target. So
Wow.
surprising. Now, if you're disappointed by that news of it only being $60, he also showed off a gold label Batwing, which is in 7-inch scale.
I did not see that one.
Yes, that is going to be $260 on the McFarlane website.
Oh.
So hey, if you're disappointed about only 60 for a Batmobile, don't worry, they got plenty to like sop up that money. Uh, did you also see that Spin Masters was doing an RC control Batmobile?
I did not see that. No.
Very, very cool. It's in scale with the 4-inch figures, and
Okay.
Batman can go in the Batmobile, and it's an RC Batmobile.
Man, that's what I've always wanted. A
Yeah.
remote control car with an action figure that can go inside of it. I think G.I. Joe did it once back in the day, and I can't think of any other thing that's done it since then.
Yeah, and how disappointing is that? Seeing these RC cars that are like tied into GI Joe. Batman, whatever it is, and like it's big enough to have a cockpit, but they don't even think about it. Not even a
Yeah.
spot to put the figure.
Yeah. Did you see the leaked images? Well, they're not leaked anymore. They've been confirmed for the new G.I. Joe classifieds that are coming out. So
I did.
We got the Range Viper was revealed, and Big Ben was revealed.
Yeah, and Big Ben, for some reason on that packaging art, has a Night Force emblem on there.
Yeah, which is kind of odd. But he also comes with this weird alternate head, like it has a
Oh.
gas mask.
Wait. But Big Ben never had a gas mask, did he? Was that
Not
not
that I was
Bullhorn?
aware of.
Yeah,
No,
it
so
was
that's
Bullhorn
why
that
I'm
had
I'm
that.
kind of confused about what's going on here. I mean, he looks like Big Ben, but then you see the alternate head, and it's like I don't understand what that is.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, of all the original GI Joe figures, probably up until Battle Corps started getting super goofy ass, like weird looking figures.
Mhm.
Range Viper was one of my absolute least favorite figures. The weird like skull
Oh,
mask
with
and
his
the
brain
brains
showing.
that were exposed. Who who in the crack came up with that design?
I
I
don't know,
mean,
but the 6-inch design looks pretty freaking cool.
oh, he's badass. I thought I would never ever in a million years like Range Viper, but that figure's awesome, man. He comes with this like incredibly cool loadout of weapons and accessories.
Yeah,
So uh, that that was really surprising to me
it
because
was, but it
I
was a
mean,
good surprise because I mean, you just add that to the slew of GI Joe classified figures that are coming down the pipe, and it's like, holy crap! Like, you better clear off 3 or 4 more shelves for this stuff because they are not quitting with GI Joe classified. They're just,
yeah,
but
like
they're
I
also
used to
not
put
quite giving us the figures that they should be giving us. They're kind of skipping over some generations, but it is what it
it,
is, I guess.
it makes me wonder what the roadmap is because
Yeah.
if you tried to go chronological with GI Joe, you're going to really lose a bunch of classified collectors once you get outside of like that about 88-ish
Mm-hmm.
going into 89 and then 90 and 91. A lot of those designs are not super awesome as
Yeah.
they went into Battle Core. Some of them are okay, but I mean, what sense does it make when Duke has desert camouflage with red? What is he blending in with in tan and
Well,
red?
and are they going to do like Battle Force 2000?
I know it's on your list of top 10 don't ever come out ever.
Well, it all depends on how they design it. Like if they give them a pretty good update that has a callback to the originals, but the design is actually pretty legitimate, it might be a buy. I don't know. But it's kind of hard to figure out where Classified's head is at the moment with the figures that they've been releasing. Some figures are not within the same wave release. Some figures are not within the same year release that they were originally. So it's kind of like, where are they going? Where are they going with this? Like, why don't we have a doc yet? Right?
Yeah, I have a feeling what we're going to do for the next several years is get sort of this blend of, we will see the original 13 in total, but we might get a couple a year
Mm-hmm.
while they're trying to pepper in some of these other releases. But overall, I mean, these figures looked great.
Oh yeah, I have
Uh,
no complaints about the figures. They look really,
are
really good. It's just trying to figure out where Hasbro is going with this line. Because like what we were talking about in our previous segment from last week, there's no cartoon that goes with G.I. Joe. There's no comic. There's no nothing. What's the story? Why
yeah,
are
well,
they
the story
releasing them
is
in this order? Why is it significant?
collectors keep buying them.
Well, yeah.
I think it's the exact same reason why Masters of the Universe Origins still is not through their full run of like, they didn't go sequential with the
Mhm.
figures when they were releasing them. And we've seen some of these oddball Sunman characters and stuff
Mhm.
get peppered in there in 2000X in those waves. I want to say that Scott Neitlich did a video on this it's some time ago where he was the brand manager at Masters of the Universe Classics. And the reason that they didn't front load is because they were afraid that, everybody would buy that first 2 or 3 waves worth of characters that they grew up on. And then the later obscure characters might just sit. But little did he know, you could, geez, people would buy like Masterverse Meteorbs for God's sakes right now. They would.
Oh, they would eat it right up.
Yes, they'd have no trouble whatsoever. Even the ridiculous spinning top figures, they'd sell right now.
They would.
So,
so
I don't suppose that you saw some of the Walmart Transformers Legacy exclusives that are coming out, did you?
Yeah, the weird orange and red ones.
Oh, yeah, stinking the joint
I've
out.
already got all of the molds of those particular characters. I don't feel the need to go out and get a red and orange one. I don't.
And for what? What jazz was red and orange?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
are
sure
they talking
somebody's gonna love it and he's gonna sell out, but I've already got that jazz and I've got him the way I want him, so it's like I don't need this weird one.
Yeah, I mean, I get G2 callbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the cone heads and the seekers and the weird colors and all that stuff. But unless there was a jazz that was released, I did not keep up on, you know how they had all of those little guys that were the size of Matchbox cars?
I do remember those ones.
And they just like slapped random character names on them without thinking. Maybe there was a jazz in there that was this awful orange color, but I mean, we know where they saved money on this wave. Not on paint apps for this jazz.
No.
And they put it all on yet another repaint of Laser Optimus Prime, who's going to be Toxitron.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. Wasn't interested. There is one that's, I don't know if I'm interested in it. Maybe, I don't know. But it was the Grimlock.
In those weird colors?
Only because I can't find him anywhere else.
Now, let me ask this. I didn't see the image of Grimlock. Is he blue?
I did. I saw the box.
Okay.
So I don't know what the actual figure looks like.
Because from what I was reading, he's going to be some odd, like, camouflage.
Really?
G2 Grimlock came in a couple of flavors. He came in
the blue,
original colors. They had a run that were the original Dinobot colors, and he was blue. And I want to say Slag was green, and Sludge was orange or something. They were god awful, but I don't think that we're getting
too. I was okay with the blue version of him for some reason. That one didn't strike me as really bad. But I don't know if that's the color he's going to be in this release.
No, I don't think so. So that was some really weird news, like out of left field. I don't know why.
We did get some higher definition pictures of the Hound and Thundercracker that I saw. So I'm actually pretty happy for these ones. I know they are kind of more muted colors, like the Starscream and Hot Rod, because they're more based off of the movie color versions. But for what it is, I'm okay with it. Getting a Thundercracker and a Hound, hopefully they're not going to stay in the boxes. Those boxes are ugly as crap. I don't like the boxes. So they're shelf figures, not box.
If you buy them to take them out, then yeah, they're fine. And there's not huge differences. There's just no vac metal on the figures.
But you can add that on your own now.
Absolutely wholesale disappointed that they're not putting them back in the G1 boxes.
Yep.
I mean, that was half of the nostalgia, was being able to walk in there and pick up Starscream, Hot Rod, and you have this really sweet G1 reissue box that it's in, and now there's no styrofoam. They're putting it in that plastic tray. And I know that Hasbro is making a very conscious effort to reduce the clear plastic in their packaging. Right. But why are you picking a collector's line?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to put those out. You're going to sell so many more Star Wars and Indiana Jones and even G.I. Joe Classified, which they should go window box on those figures, because now everybody's going to end up buying them and finding some returned figure inside the box. But to go that way with Transformers just makes zero sense to me. And after we've been begging and scratching and wanting more G1 reissues, this is what we're getting.
Yeah.
So I know,
disappointment. I have to agree.
It's good for you. But for the first time in a long time, I actually wrote that down on this piece of paper, right? Stuff that I wanted to cover today.
Mhm.
I wrote the word suck next to that because it's right there. It's right there if you can see it.
Tell us how you really feel, Steve.
Maybe not, but it says suck in parentheses. That's how disappointed I was. But it's right over the War for Cybertron studio series.
Mhm.
Um, if you liked those video games, then you'll like the figures that are coming. I'm not the hugest fan of them, but you know, it's the figures are very good for what they are. So I guess we had a little bit of good Transformers news uh, after stinking the joint out with those G2 redecos.
Yeah.
And more will come. You know, we're gonna get it in the long run, but I'll take my lumps now if that means that something way cooler is coming.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I can understand what, from the box standpoint, it's absolutely disappointing. From the figure standpoint, I can understand, some collectors being wanting to be a little bit more representative of how they were originally. But I don't think that that's the point of these specific releases. It's the point of these are to be colored in a way that is reminiscent of the coloring as they were in the cartoon movie, and not to be a direct one-to-one replica of what they were. But they're
But
close enough.
why pick G1 instead of using the molds they have for Earthrise and
Yeah, I
doing a
don't know.
studio series?
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone that direction too.
Yeah, I mean, at any point that could have been, you know, that would have been a cooler homage, like they did with Ironhide and Jazz and the ones we've gotten so far. That would have been cooler than going back to a Precious G1 reissue and then sticking it in the Transformers the movie
yeah,
themed box that it comes in. But for people who never got the chance, or for people who want these figures displayed loose, it's very cool to hold that Seeker in your hand again, or Hound, which never saw a G1 reissue. I mean, he was
no,
just
it
out
didn't.
in that wave and then gone. Um, to be able to get them with accessories and all that, to feel that again is pretty neat. But
Yep.
other than that, everybody else can love it. I know you guys are right. I'll accept that I'm wrong, but be you.
What else you got for news? I think that those were all the big ones I wanted to do. What else you got?
Three more items.
All right.
One of them I'm really happy for in a bad way, and then two of them I just think are really, really cool.
Okay.
Number one, what I think is really rad. Super 7 is doing black hole figures.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah, they just announced Bob, Maximilian, and Vincent. They
Ooh, I
look
like those
cool.
ones.
Yes, they are super cool, man. You got to see them. I think they're up for pre-order on Big Bad. There is a digital mock-up over at Toy News Eye, and I just love them to death. They look so good. And if there was any toy line that belongs in Super 7's retro style, it's Black Hole.
Oh, totally. I can
That's
see
the
those ones
perfect.
perfectly for it.
Yeah, but the time it came out, all of that, very, very excited about those. Also, I got to see the new Bruce Lee figures
Oh,
that are
really?
coming out from Super 7. Yeah, they got him in like that yellow tracksuit thing that's cool as hell, man. That's
It is.
rad. They got him dressed as a Shaolin monk. And then
Ooh,
I want to say it was Enter the Dragon where he's got the hammer pants on and
oh,
he's got the scratches. Yeah,
nice.
so they're very, very cool figures. I haven't seen a mock up of the packaging, but again, I love Super 7 for certain things, and that would be one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Bruce Lee figures that were out before this were released by Diamond Select. And those were pretty good themselves. They were really
Yeah.
articulated pretty well, and most of the joints were pretty well hidden, or at least in a way that the figure didn't look over articulated. So I haven't seen these Super 7 ones, but if they're anything like the GI Joe that's released, it might look pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. That's another one where I think that's Super 7 when they're in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue because against their GI Joe because the articulation, but the likenesses are very, very good. And the way it's presented, it's Joe enough, and it's all cartoon. So Bruce Lee, much the same. Those Diamond Select Bruce Lees are super rad.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get one of them. which is his no shirt, monk black pants. But it's a good figure. I mean, the Super 7 I'd have to see them and see what the real outstanding differences are to make me want to go out and get another one. But Bruce Lee in that yellow tracksuit that's iconic, man.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. That's awesome. They need to get a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going in the.
Dude, yeah.
That'd
or
be awesome.
Mr. Han with the freaking bladed hand.
And Chuck Norris.
Oh,
Chuck Norris from Chuck
and they
Norris.
have to have the replaceable hand for Bruce Lee that has the Chuck Norris hair in his hand. His chest hair. Remember when he pulled his chest
hair? Yeah. Okay, so here's one that I'm happy for. That I'm happy for this in a sad way. Disney announced that they're not doing another series of Willow.
Season one, they stopped it where it's at.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was worse than any episode of Xena Warrior Princess that I'd ever seen, which is awful. And in Hercules: The Legendary Journey, I know people like it, but
I love them because of how cheesy, stupid they are. But from what I hear, Willow was cheesy, stupid, but not intentionally.
No, picture that, but like they're serious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, It's cheesy, stupid, but you meant to be serious. Oh, you didn't mean to do it this way? Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. So like, no, they're serious how they made the movie. I'm a little disappointed because what that means is these really terrific Super 7 figures that came.
That's it.
I don't know that we're going to see another wave. Wave 2 was announced and it was all characters from the series rather than original characters. I mean, I'll thank goodness that we got what we got out of there, but man, there's just so many other ones that they could have done, and I probably would have consumed those.
Can you imagine if NECA went back and gave us Mad Mardigan or Captain? Was it Captain? How do you say his name? Kale?
General Kale.
General Kale. Can you imagine NECA doing those? Ooh.
Oh, I would wait like a year on pre-order for those. Yeah,
getting a Mad Mardigan would definitely be cool as hell.
Yeah, so that was kind of my happy sad news. I probably won't be getting more vintage style Super 7s. I did hear one more thing too, because we know that Kevin Smith's working on the sequel to the Masters of the Universe Revelation, and I think it's Revolution is what this is called. 5 episodes. I don't know when it's dropping, but they're going to do 5 episodes.
So kind of similar to what they did when it first released. They gave us the 5 episodes of Revelation for part 1, and then the 5 episodes after for part 2.
Could be.
But he's following his pattern.
Yes, so we know that it's going to feature a lot more He-Man. So everybody was disappointed and had to wait.
It better. But man, the figures that we got from that, oof.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you, beautiful. Kevin Smith. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Say, like I said before, say what you want about his cartoon, people, but damn, those figures were beautiful. Great. I'm so glad we got those.
Yeah, and it's just even when it's bad media, it's good media for us. So
absolutely.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Okay, well that wraps it up for me, man. That's my list.
Yeah, I think that was another good news week for toy collectors, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, big time for Batman. Man, I'm so excited for this new movie.
Man, I need to go right after we're done. I'm going to have to go see if I can find a pre-order spot that I can get one of those if they're not already sold out. So
I'm over at Target enough. I think I'll be able to swipe them when they come out, but we'll see.
We'll see, huh? Right on. Okay, well, I think that does it for our news segment. Thanks for joining the Toy Mill. I was Doug, and that was Steve. Please join us on the social medias for Facebook at the Plastic Adventures Toy Community Facebook page, and me on Instagram, Toyman80s. And we might interact with you, or we might ignore you. Who knows? We're old men. We work. We do stuff. But until then, we'll see you guys later.
Sometimes we fart.
Yeah, we do that too. Oh.